everyone, my name's Danielle and welcome to another episode of Board Game Bakes. This is a fun show where we make board game themed pieces and components in edible form. This week we're going to focus on the game Harry Potter House Cup Competition. This is produced by the Op Games and they are nice enough to send me a copy. When you see the game, one of the things that stands out is that there's a very cool display where you have little gems that you get for your House Cup points. So I want to try and recreate the gems. And when I think of Harry Potter, usually think of Butterbeer, so I decided to make Harry Potter Butterbeer Gummies. Yeah. So the recipe I made wasn't super sweet, because when I had Butterbeer, it's a little too sweet for me. So you could always add more sugar to it, but here's how I made it. To get started, we're going to make some Butterbeer. You're going to combine the cream soda, blub 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 blub, rum extract, butter extract, and butterscotch syrup together. You want to mix it together, and we're going to reduce it for about 10 minutes to try and concentrate the flavor. If you want really sweet gummies, at this point you can either choose to add some more of the butterscotch syrup or some sugar to give this mixture a little more jazz. Here's what you're going to need to make the gummy part of your gummies. The ingredients will be down below. First, you want to measure out using the weight to get the right amount of sugar. Then you're adding 1 packet of gelatin. And once again, this is for one of the colors. I tried doing all the colors together and it didn't work. You're also going to use weight to measure out how much of the butterbeer liquid you want. Now you're going to mix it together, and I was pretty aggressive with mixing it and wanted to make it pretty smooth. And once you have it how you want to let it sit for 5 minutes. And this is going to give it time to bloom. Once it's set, you can microwave it for 15 seconds. You just want all the gelatin to be mixed. And you could measure out your corn syrup while it's doing that. Once your gelatin's completely dissolved, you add in the corn syrup and whatever color you're going for. So I did yellow first. And I gently stirred it because you don't want to incorporate air into it. Once I had it all incorporated, I put it in a measuring cup and I let it sit for 10 minutes. And this allowed me to skim some gunk off the top. While it's sitting, I went with coconut oil and I put some on a paper towel to line inside the mold so that when they came out or when they were all done, they didn't stick. And the nice thing about coconut oil is it melts on your hand, so it's actually pretty easy. And probably a lot easier than trying to spray in there with the coconut oil spray. After it's been 10 minutes and you skimmed off the top, now the trick is to fill in all the molds. This worked really well for some of them, and if it winds up that it's getting too chunky, you can put it in the microwave for 5 seconds to give it a stir and try again. You want to make sure you get it pretty close to the top, or you can even get a little over if you want. And then everything that I did here, you repeat 3 more times to get the different colors. Or if you want to, you could just do 1. You want to let it sit in the fridge for an hour, and then you could pop them out. And as they're exposed to the air, they'll get a little chewier. So if you want them to be super chewy, you can leave them out for a little bit. Otherwise, you could just put them in a plastic bag. It is tricky and satisfying to get them out of the molds. And I'll try and put a link below to the mold I used. So many gummies. Thanks for watching this episode of Board Game Bakes. If you like it, please like below, and while you're down there, hit subscribe. It really helps me out. If you haven't discovered it already, I started a new segment on Thursdays where I just show decorating of a card that I really like. So just something quick and easy and fun. Keep playing games and keep them sweet. Bye! Bye-bye. Bye-bye now.